Well, you know what sound that is, folks. You betcha. It's another noon whistle. I'm Chris Trottier.
And I'm John Anzalone, and we're here with Stephanie, Executive Director of HR at Lake Lawn Resort, located on Highway 50 just east of Delavan. Thanks for joining us,
Woohoo!
Stephanie.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. I know we talked a little bit before the show, and I can't wait for everybody else to be able to hear what you do, how you do it, what Lake Lawn does. Before we get to that, would you give us a little background on you and how did you end up at Lake Lawn?
Absolutely. So I have been in the great state of Wisconsin for just over a year and a half now. And formerly, I lived in Seattle and Missouri and in Chicagoland. So I have moved all around the U.S., but now I call Wisconsin home. And I have been in the field of HR for over 10 years. And I've worked for giant companies, global companies, little tiny startups in Seattle. And this is my first time in hospitality. And it has been such a fun first summer for me. It has been a blast.
You are well traveled.
Wow. So, what are some industries you worked in? Let's hear about them.
Manufacturing, tech startups, like fintech. And I actually worked at a company that built drones, security drones. John, we should talk about this.
Yeah, we
But
should
they're
talk
drones
about
that help de-escalate conflicts for public safety officers.
Wow. What brought you? Yeah, I admire your ability or willingness to like adapt and change and try. And you've tried a lot of different things. And here you end up in Wisconsin at Lake Lawn Resort on Delavan Lake. And how's that going?
It's been a really fun summer. So I joined in April. And then we were like, hire, 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 because summer is coming. And then summer hit, and we just ballooned, and all of our seasonal employees walked through the front door. Guests started coming through, enjoying the lake, enjoying the rooms, the spa. And it has just been a fun-packed summer. And if you know anything about the hotel and resort industry, there's no day off, right? Weekends are the busiest. It's a 24/7 operation. And so I've really had a lot of fun exploring just what it means to be a 24/7 like operation, basically.
Yeah, and a very unique setup there. A historic resort.
Yep, founded in 1878 and, going strong. It's a huge fixture in the local city.
Yeah, on a beautiful location. There's a lot of new things and additions and things going on there. Have you had an experience with winter yet?
Nope, haven't experienced winter at the resort yet, but I heard Santa is coming. So that's really exciting.
Lake Lawn does some amazing things in the winter, and I'm sure you know all about these, but they have that kite fest and on the lake, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep, we have Fall Fest plans. We have Santa coming in December. We do a big Thanksgiving brunch so you can bring your family out. Don't do any cooking and enjoy the huge Thanksgiving feast. I just saw the menu for it, and it looks really good.
So do you have an HR team?
I do. I lead a team with a recruiter, a training coordinator, an assistant, and an intern too.
Very cool.
So let's come back to that Thanksgiving experience. Am I correct, Mr. Anzalone? John, didn't Mr. Tadlock, our superintendent, attend that recently? I think last year.
I believe he did.
Yeah. So what's on the menu? Like, I'm guessing turkey. Anything new and exciting?
Oh man, we got cheese. I think I saw a cheese plate on there. Don't quote me on this. Turkey, stuffing of all kinds. Nice drinks to go along with it. Something for the kiddos too. So we got the chicken fingers and the kid food all covered. It's quite the feast. Salads for those who like salads.
So Steffi, knowing that, like, I'm guessing that Labor Day is kind of is there a mass exodus? Is it start to calm down after that? And if so, like, what does the next month or two look like through your lens and at Lake Lawn?
Well, I haven't lived it before, but here's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
So a lot of our students returned to school. We still have some of our seasonal teammates with us who maybe are post-school and, stick around for like the last bit of the summer shoulder season before they go off to Arizona or Florida or wherever they like to go when it gets too cold up here. It really starts to slow down a little bit, but September's a very busy month for us. October still continues to be busy. We have, once we really get through Fall Fest, then I think it starts to slow down a little bit.
Got it. John, do you think everybody knows all the things that Lake Lawn offers?
I don't know. What do you think, Stefan? Do you think the general public, and maybe general as wide as we want it to be, or maybe as narrow as we want it to be, as far as like Walworth, Rock, Jefferson counties? I don't know. Do you think they know what Lake Lawn offers?
I think the biggest myth that I would love to bust is that we are open to the public. If you are in the community, if you're in the county, it's not just Illinois folks who are coming up or Chicago folks who are coming up to and have a little vacation. Everyone in the community is welcome to come down, have lunch. We have lobster tail and prime rib on the weekend. And we just have these wonderful menus and foods and experiences for people to come share. That's the biggest myth. I mean, we have a spa. You can come down and rent a pontoon. We got all these different activities that you can bring your family and come and enjoy.
Well, let's do a little myth busting here then.
I think you should do some myth busting. I like it.
Are you ready for this? I'm putting
Let's
you on
do
it. All right. So
rapid fire, John. Hit her. Let's go.
We want to know yes or no, open to the public, accessible to the public at Lake Lawn Resort. Golf course open to the public.
Yes.
Meeting venues.
Totally.
Wow. Off-site catering?
We do that.
Boat rental.
Yes.
Wave runner rental.
Yep.
Boat tours or like wine dinner cruises.
Yep, we have wine dinner cruises. We have a bourbon dinner cruise. They're super popular on our Queen, which is our boat.
Okay. Very nice. Christmas events.
We do.
Wow. All right. Events open to the public during the different seasons, such as dueling pianos.
We have live music. We have a murder mystery dinner planned for this fall. We have such really fun events.
Can I rent the pool for a birthday party?
Absolutely.
A day at the spa.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to get you on one here. Team building events for my workforce.
Absolutely. Bring your team down and we can play all sorts of games.
All right. Ski hill?
We don't have a ski hill unless you want to take a little sled down one of the little golf hills.
All right, that might work. How about a marina?
We have a marina and boat slips.
Gosh, I'm out of ideas, but that's pretty impressive.
I'll give you a curveball. Did you know that there's an airport across the street that you can land your personal plane on and come visit Lake Lawn?
Fortunately, I did, because I didn't tell you I only live about 2 miles from Lake Lawn.
You probably drive by all the time.
Right, I do. But yeah, you're right. That's another thing. There is an airport, and you guys get quite a few fly-ins. Do people just fly in, like have dinner, stay the weekend?
Absolutely. And we're working on some, future partnerships to maybe bring some, training to teach people how to fix and fly planes potentially in the future. So there's some really cool things in the works. But we're one of the few resorts that you can fly to, drive to, not fully boat to, but you can bring your boat and then boat around within. It's a great way to stay connected.
When you're connected with the community too, do you ever offer things on the airport runway, like community events or anything like that? Yeah,
we have car show every year where we bring out all the cars that time forgot and line them up. And there was even a huge army truck this past year. So we have big events out there too.
Yeah, such great things you guys offer, and such a resource, not only for those that are visiting our area, but those that live in our area.
Mm-hmm.
So Stephanie, I was fortunate enough to see you last week, and I don't know if everybody knows this, and John, I don't know if you know this, but the Delavan Holdings building, this is for all of the, would you say, the Greg Kunis family of businesses. Is that fair, Stephanie?
Yeah. So we have, Lake Lawn Resort is a part of Delavan Holdings, which is a partnership and sister company, if you will, with other companies in the area, such as the Kunis companies.
Kunis, and then what else? Geneva 10.
Geneva 10,
Yep.
Timberly
Yep.
Camp. If you've heard of Timberly Camp in East Troy, they're a new part of our family too. And so the cool thing about being a part of Delavan Holdings is we get to share resources and ideas across all the different companies while maintaining our different identities and driving after our own business.
So it was really, yes, we went over there. They're in the old Staples building in Delavan, John.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really
In fact,
cool space. Yeah, cool space, great meeting rooms. Yeah, I really appreciated Allison Ketterhagen. She's had some kids go through Elkhorn Area High School, and actually her son and my son are in the same class together in 5th grade at Jackson Elementary. Little shout out to all our students who are starting their first day of school. Yeah, so I was over there talking a little bit about what youth apprenticeships and partnership opportunities. And I don't know if everybody knows that the Elkhorn Area School District, through our Career and College Academy, we have a partnership and relationship with Lake Lawn, where 4 of our kids go over every day and learn and train at their facility as an entry into the workforce.
I'm so passionate about this relationship and this program that we have, because one of the biggest challenges that employers have is not finding talent. And I think most employers think that, if I pay more money, or if I look harder, or if I wait longer, that they're going to find the right employees to join their team. When in reality, the world really has changed, that you need to build and train and develop your future talent and create spaces for students or people who are changing careers and doing pivots to enter into the industry or into the fields that you have. So I love this program, because it says, come to us with just excitement and an open mind, and be a sponge, be a learning sponge, and come, and we'll teach you how to get into the food and beverage industry. We'll teach you how to bus tables. We'll teach you how to run food. We'll teach you how to interact with guests, and we give you the skills over course and experience to do so.
Yeah, it's super cool. It was interesting, John. I was sitting there, and their new what's his title? Chief Human Resources Officer.
That's right.
Dan, is that his name? Dan?
That's his name, yeah.
Yeah, really good dude. So all of a sudden, we're going through all the opportunities that the Elkhorn Area School District has forged with CUNYS and Lake Lawn, and I think he was pretty surprised. What are your thoughts, Stephanie?
I mean, I think you don't think about all the places that you can put students and people with no experience. There's so many places you can put them, assign them with a mentor, and just watch them bloom. Yeah.
So John, we spent some time talking about the Department of Workforce Development Youth Apprenticeship opportunities that exist in hospitality and marketing and automotive and you name it, logistics over at Geneva 10. And it was just super cool. And then obviously before we were talking about the new ones in law enforcement and corrections and fire, and it's really cool opportunities. So yeah, it was a great meeting, just trying to kind of solidify some future opportunities and keep growing and scaling up the ones we have. And I know Stephanie's got some really great ideas.
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie, for partnering with us. I think it is amazing opportunities for our kids, and just to get the opportunity, as you were talking, that to communicate with different types of people, work with different types of people. Like, those are skills that sometimes kids don't practice, right? They don't practice them enough. And because you've opened your doors, they get an opportunity.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. So, and maybe my HR intern won't be too embarrassed if I tell his story. But he picks up the phone. He goes, he didn't really do exactly this, but I've heard students do this. He's like, "Hello, what? Can I help you? Who is this?" And I'm like, "Okay, how do we answer the phones?" And I need to teach myself too. There's a different level of hospitality when you're answering the phones, like within a hotel system, right? You don't say, "Hello, who's that? What do you need?" It's, "Hi, this is Stephanie from HR. How may I help you?" It's kind of like you gotta roll back to basics. Well, and I was thinking the other day, how like different generations talk about like who takes phone calls, and then the people who text, there's the people who email, and then Chris, we were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
Snapchat. So what's Snapchat etiquette, right? And so getting, forced to use a phone system, you have to get back down to like some old school basics.
I know. And so you keep piggybacking, you keep talking about some of these things that everybody assumes all these students, this new generation just knows, right? Mm-hmm. Like you talked about answering a phone. Here's one. First time I'm meeting with a group of kids about being career ready. None of them set up their voicemail message.
They don't think about it, right? No. It's just not a part of what they know.
How do you complete an envelope?
Gosh, I had to remind myself how to do a fax the other day and how to use a filing system, like a paper filing system, and I was rusty. So
yeah. I mean, it's just. Yeah. But to your point, John, all these authentic experiences are so like, they're just not something that as schools feel the pressure and kind of try to teach them math and science and reading and give them work studies, like, trying to embed those in, like sometimes you just have to learn them, as many parents sent their kids off to college and now they're trying to figure out how to adult on their own.
Well, the world has changed in so many good ways, and technology has been so good for so many things, but it hasn't been good for communication, first impression, things like that, where if you don't practice it, you don't learn it, you don't get good at it, you don't get good at communicating.
Well, come on down to Lakeland and you'll get a crash course in, multi-generational interactions and teamwork and everything. We do it every day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So,
yeah. Well, you guys do it well.
Yeah, this has been a great conversation. Stephanie, you guys, are you looking for any employees? You want to give a quick little shout out to?
Constantly hiring, even though school is back in session, we are still hiring to fill the last end of our season here. So if you're a local student and you're looking for some part-time work to make a little cash on the weekends and nights, check out our website or Google Lakeland Careers and it'll come right up.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we got a minute here. Let's close, John. I got an idea though.
Okay.
It kind of feels like the end of summer, doesn't it? It's like, the kids are going back in school and, people are there. You see yellow buses on the road again. So here we are, like we're going to hit the fall season. So we're going to talk about what was your number one highlight this summer, personal, professional, whatever it may be. So Steph, we're going to put you on the spot. What was your number one?
I'm a simple lady when it comes down to it. So
okay.
Sitting on the porch with my two girls, watching them eat ice cream and just enjoying the summer sun. That's just the perfect memory for me.
Do you have a favorite ice cream spot?
Oh, I have to go to the one in Elkhorn right down there.
All right. Good. Little
Nice.
Shout out to Elkhorn. I love it. John, what about you? What was your highlight this summer?
It was an amazing summer, but I would say one of the top highlights was my daughter, who had gone to school for a couple of years. She's on her way to her nursing degree, joined the Army National Guard. And not only did she join the Guard, but she graduated out of her battery, which was 200 and some people, as the Distinguished Honor Grad. So like the valedictorian of her class, and got a big medal and everything else. So that was definitely a highlight.
That's amazing.
So I had numerous highlights. We had
One, Chris.
I know. I know, John. But I'm gonna actually go work a little bit. I thought August 16th professionally, where we had 10 employers, economic development organizations, a group of people for the groundbreaking of our Elkhorn Area Middle School Pavilion, where Sugar Creek Lutheran Church, Pastor Dick and his crew donated $100,000 for our Elkhorn Youth Build to build a pavilion in collaboration with Lakeland Builders Association. I had a lot of great memories and highlights with my family, but professionally, that was a pretty cool moment. So,
hey, don't cut yourself short, Chris. So, you did a great job of setting that up and putting that all together as time went on, and bringing all those people together. So
I appreciate it. We're lucky to have great employers. And Steph, thanks for joining the Noon Whistle, the number one podcast in Walworth County. Can we have you back?
Absolutely.
All right. Maybe we could do on-site.
Let's go on-site on the Queen next time.
All right.
Now we're doing something. See, this is what I love. All right. Well, thanks for being here. We'll let you get back to work. John, have a great day. All our loyal listeners, thanks for joining in. Happy first day to all the parents, students, families, teachers. And on that note, we got to go.
See you later.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, John.